Handmade cards are so outdated. It's just a waste of resources. It's in the way. Throw it in the trash. My husband threw the bag containing the get well card his daughter had made with all her heart onto the floor. My daughter, about to cry, simply said, "Okay," and left the hospital room. My name is Jenny Ford. I am a regular office worker. I live in an apartment with my husband and our 6th grade daughter, and we get along well. I met Kevin during college. We were in the same seminar and got to know each other while working on assignments together. Initially, we called each other by our surnames. But gradually we started calling each other by our first names. A relationship that was more than friends but less than lovers continued for a year. And I was frustrated that Kevin wouldn't confess his feelings. I wanted to clarify our relationship. I decided to confess my feelings to him. I chose the training camp of seminar as the stage for my confession. On the last night of the retreat, I called Kevin outside. "Sorry for calling you out so late at night." "It's okay." "What's up?" "Well, I have something I want to tell Kevin." "Okay." This ambiguous relationship was finally coming to an end. I took a deep breath and began to speak. "Kevin, Wait a minute." Just as I was about to confess, Kevin stopped me. Just when things were going well. I got angry at Kevin for interrupting me. "Come on." "What?" "Just listen to me until the end." "No, I think I know what Jenny is about to say." "Huh? You don't want to hear the rest?" "No, I want to say the rest myself." "I like you, Yumi. I want us to date." And so, we started dating. We got married in our 3rd year of working, and we've had a smooth marriage since then. Since the birth of our daughter Candace, the lovey-dovey feeling like when we were lovers has disappeared. But I think of us as comrades raising our child together. When Candace was born, I took maternity and parental leave. The first-time parenting was more challenging than expected. Not having a hometown childbirth was also a factor. My parents live far away, and moreover, my father requires care. So I couldn't rely on my parents' house. Frequent breastfeeding and nightly crying led to many sleepless nights. Trying too hard in everything. I became mentally unstable and even took a leave of absence after my parental leave ended. When Candace was 2.5 years old, I finally started to feel more comfortable in my life. And my mental state stabilized. At that time, I decided to return to work. My office job may not pay much, but I can work at my own pace and there's no overtime. I've always liked supporting others, so I enjoy my current job. On the other hand, Kevin's position is in sales. He often works late, so basically, I do the housework alone. "Hey, how long are you going to sleep?" It's already past 11, and my husband is still in bed. I opened the curtains wide. "Let me sleep on my day off." "I'm tired." Kevin made a clearly displeased face, turned over, and tried to go back to sleep. "I'm tired too." "Get up already." "I want to wash the sheets and start making lunch." Okay. Don't shout like that. Hearing your loud voice just makes me more tired." After a big sigh, Kevin reluctantly got up. "Hey, you're going to the bathroom, right? Can you clean the bathtub while you're at it?" "Huh? Why should I? Who does he think he is?" I couldn't help but feel irritated by Kevin's words. "Help out with the housework on your days off, will you?" "I have things I want to do too." "Huh? Housework is your job, right? I earn more, so you should at least do that." In our early marriage, Kevin was proactive in helping with household chores. Disappointed by how Kevin had changed, I pulled the bed sheets off and threw them into the washing machine. While cleaning the bathroom, my daughter Candace spoke to me. Mom, can I help with something? She must have heard our conversation in the bedroom. Worried, she asked me, making a young child feel insecure. As a parent, it's disgraceful. I showed as much of a smile as I could and said, "Thank you. But it's okay." Really? Really? Has mom ever lied? No, right? By the way, have you finished your homework? Not yet. Then you need to do your homework. After you finish, let's go to the bakery in front of the station and get your favorite cream bread.
Yay!
Candace happily left the bathroom. A few days later, Kevin left for work carrying a small suitcase. He was going on a one-night, two-day business trip. Usually, Kevin packs with a sigh. But this time he seemed unusually cheerful about his preparations. Maybe he plans to enjoy some delicious food with his colleagues at the destination? Well, everyone needs a treat. Today, Kevin won't be home, so I'm thinking of dining out with Candace. It's been a while since just the two of us went out. While I was contemplating this, the ringing of a phone interrupted my thoughts. I checked the phone and saw it was an unknown, unregistered number. Probably just a sales call. I ignored it, but the phone kept ringing. Oh, how persistent. Overwhelmed by its insistence, I gave in. Hello? This is Central Hospital. Is this Mr. Ford's number? Yes, it is. Taken aback by the unexpected caller, I was confused. Perhaps Candace had an accident at school? A wave of anxiety filled me. Actually, it's about Kevin. The staff informed me that Kevin had been in an accident and was brought to the hospital. He was supposed to be on a business trip by train, so how could this have happened? How is his condition? Should I contact his parents? My mind was about to burst. I needed to get to the hospital fast. I hurriedly called a taxi through an app and prayed for Kevin's safety as I headed to the hospital. Upon arriving, I checked Kevin's room at the reception. Containing my racing heart, I made my way to the room they directed me to and opened the door. There was Kevin, looking well. Hey, Jenny. You didn't have to come all this way. But I received a call that you were brought to the hospital. It's all been blown out of proportion. I'm not a child, I would have been fine. Don't scare me like that. I was worried. As much as he irritates me when we live together, Kevin is still irreplaceable to me. I was truly relieved that he was safe. I let out a sigh of relief. Were you imagining me in a coma or something? Don't say such ominous things. What happened, anyway? Well, actually. As Kevin was about to explain, a nurse entered the room. I received a patient information booklet from her. And got explanations about Kevin's condition and hospital procedures. It seems Kevin is not in life-threatening condition. But he needs to stay in the hospital for about a week. Do you need anything? Shall I bring something from home tomorrow? I have my work tools, and I can buy small stuff at the hospital store, so it's fine. Okay, understood. What about Candace? You should probably head back soon. Right. She must be worried. I'll head home today.
Yeah.
That's better. Let me know what led to the hospitalization later, okay? Sure. Tell Candace not to worry. All right. I left the hospital room quickly. I arrived home, Candace was watching TV and eating frozen food alone. I'm back. Mom, welcome back. Sorry, I couldn't make dinner today. It's okay. I love the frozen shrimp pasta anyway. Actually, I was at the hospital. Dad's been admitted. What? It's okay. When I saw Dad, he was lively. He just needs some tests. Don't worry. Okay. Despite her response, Candace looked gloomy. She seemed deep in thought and remained looking down. Candace, are you okay? Mom, do we have any paper? Paper? I was puzzled by Candace's sudden question. I want to make a get well card for Dad. So that's why she needed the paper. I understood. You're so kind, Candace. But can you really make one? It's a lot of work. I'll try my best. I want Dad to come home soon. I was proud of how thoughtful my daughter had grown up to be. Seeing her so determined, I couldn't possibly stop her. Perhaps this would even motivate Kevin to help more with parenting and chores. All right. Then I'll help too. Shall we make one together? Really? Thanks, Mom. Our get well card making began. With help from some of Candace's friends, we managed to finish a get well card in 1 day. Do you think Dad will be happy? He definitely will be. You did a great job, Candace. It had been a long time since I'd seen Candace so excited. The get well card she crafted with love. Any father would surely accept them with a smile. We brought our creation to Kevin's hospital room. Dad. This is for you. What is this? It's a get well card. Cool, right? I worked really hard on them. I didn't ask you to make this. It's a surprise gift. After a deep sigh, Kevin scolded Candace with skepticism. This is so outdated. It's just a waste of resources. It's in the way. Throw it in the trash. He threw the bag containing the get well card onto the floor. Candace, on the verge of tears, only said, okay, and left the hospital room. I was furious, but this was a hospital. I forced myself to calm down and chased after Candace with the get well card. How could he treat his daughter, who was just trying to care for him, like that? I can't stay with him anymore. I decided to divorce. When we got home, Candace confided in me. I made it specially for Dad, and he told me to throw it away. That's terrible. I agree. He's the worst. He doesn't even play with me on his days off. I don't need a dad like that. If Candace feels that way, there's no need to endure any longer. These words were the last straw, and I began to take serious action towards divorcing Kevin. My uncle would be a reliable ally during this time. My uncle is also Kevin's boss. He's experienced and knowledgeable. More importantly, he knows all of Kevin's good and bad sides. I called my uncle and explained what had happened and what I wanted to do. Then, my uncle suggested it was strange to treat a daughter that way without any reason. He advised me to have a detective agency investigate. Indeed, Kevin had been acting strange that day. He still hasn't told me why he was taken to the hospital. He always says, "I'm busy now, I'll talk about it later." I gathered my courage and contacted a detective agency to investigate Kevin. Their work was surprisingly quick and accurate. Attached to the investigation results were several photos. They unmistakably showed Kevin engaging in an affair. In the hospital room, Kevin and his affair partner were leaning on each other. The photo also showed the woman feeding Kevin his hospital meal. They were completely absorbed in their own world. Watching their lovey-dovey behavior was almost embarrassing. I was disappointed in Kevin. And I was angry at myself. Why did I choose such a person as my marriage partner? The regret was immense. The past is immutable. I began packing mine and Candace's belongings into suitcases. There was no need for discussion anymore. The night Kevin's affair was discovered, I took Candace and left the house. Initially, I planned to go to my parents' house, but I changed to my uncle's high-rise apartment. Kevin knew the address of my parents' house. I thought he might storm in after being discharged from the hospital. A few days after we moved, Kevin was discharged. He must have been surprised when he returned home. The only thing left was a table with divorce papers, and all of our belongings were gone. As expected, he called me numerous times. I kept ignoring him. I didn't want to hear the voice of someone who had betrayed me and Candace. Yet, he called every day. Every time the phone rang, Candace would look at me worriedly. I couldn't make her anxious again. I braced myself and finally answered his call. Hello? Hello. Jenny?
Ah.
Thank you for picking up. What do you want? I just want to meet and talk. No. I left the house because I don't want to see you. Please, I'm begging you. Just an hour, no, even 30 minutes. Even over the phone, I could sense Kevin's desperation. My husband pleaded with me, even though I was reluctant. Reluctantly, I agreed to meet him under one condition. I asked my trusted uncle to accompany me during the discussion. Today was the day we agreed to talk. Long time no see. The Kevin who showed up looked like a different person. His cheeks were hollowed, and he seemed to have more gray hair. Thank you for coming today. I'll tell you everything honestly. Kevin slowly explained what had happened. You might have realized by now, but I was having an affair. You're the worst. I'm truly sorry. It was just a moment of folly. On the day I visited you, why did you say such awful things to Candace? That was because my date with her fell through unexpectedly. You took it out on her because of that? I'm sorry. Take me to the other woman's house. Now. Right now. I convinced the reluctant Kevin to take me to his affair partner's house. Her husband and she were shocked to see us. Incidentally, I had already informed the affair partner's husband. With the results from the detective agency, a sudden four-person discussion began. It turned out the affair partner wasn't serious. She had chosen her husband over Kevin. Kevin also agreed on this. Maybe that's why he had been contacting me so many times. While I understood, it didn't mean I could trust him again. After leaving the home of Kevin's affair partner, Kevin began to kneel in front of me right there on the street. Hey. Stop doing that out here. I'm truly sorry. Thinking an apology is enough is a big mistake. I know. But I truly love you and Candace. So? Please, let us live together as a family again. I want you to accept me again. It was hard to watch Kevin begging with his head to the ground. Lift your head. Tears had lightly marked Kevin's face. I can't forgive what you did. Probably never will. I'm sure I'll remember it forever. Yes. But the reason I'm so angry and can't forgive you is because you are irreplaceable to me. Jenny. Can you promise never to have an affair again? And to be kind to both me and Candace? Of course. There won't be another chance. With that, we decided to start living together again. I was genuinely surprised by the changes in Kevin afterward. He started cooking dinner about half the week. And became proactive about doing the laundry and cleaning the bathroom. Of course, he also made time for family on weekends. He would take Candace to amusement parks, aquariums, and shopping malls. Sometimes, he even suggested that I take some time for myself while he and Candace went out alone. But that's not all. He was sued for damages by the affair partner's husband. But Kevin took responsibility and has been diligently paying it off alone. He's using his personal savings to make the payments without burdening our family finances. It was expected, yet I could feel his sincerity. Neither Candace nor I would make unreasonable demands of the renewed Kevin. However, occasionally Candace would slip the word "get well" card into her requests. Recently, she said, "Dad, I want to learn piano." Piano? But what about the guitar lessons you quit after 2 months? Won't piano end the same way? It'll be different this time. I won't quit. I managed to finish the get well card, right? I've become someone who can stick with things once I decide to. Right, you've grown. It'll be fine then. Let's look for a piano class together. Thus, Candace started attending piano lessons. I wonder whom she takes after. Kevin often just complies without argument, which proves quite effective. Now that I clearly hold the reins at home, I took the opportunity to ask Candace something while Kevin was in the bath. Hey, Candace. What? Dad's been putting us first and working hard. Next month, he's taking us on a family trip, right? What about it? I'm thinking about finally forgiving Dad. What do you think? No. I don't want that yet. Really? Dad has to listen to my requests 1,000 times. Just as many minutes as I have spent. It would be unfair to the card if I forgave him sooner. Children can be innocently terrifying at times. I chuckled at my daughter's mature expression and slowly sipped my coffee.